Hi, I'm not going to teach anything today. The purpose of today's video was just to try to explain my teaching methodology a little and to try to allay any fears or concerns that you may have. I'm now in my 16th year in Thailand. When I got here in 2003, I was quite motivated to learn to read Thai, but there was no one to help me, and for reasons I've described already, whenever I asked Thais questions, I could never get the answer I needed. I'm completely self-taught. And this is what gives me the belief that I'm now in a position to be able to help foreigners to learn to read Thai. You know, if I'd known back then what I know now, it would have been a lot easier. I also have some real-world teaching experience. I taught English at Thai schools, universities and hospitals for about 8 years. I've finished now. And one of the most important things you need to do as a teacher is to keep the students motivated. If they're not motivated, they just won't learn. And the best way to demotivate students is to give them loads of stuff to remember. I see this with my own kids who attend a Thai school. They come home with reams of information they need to memorise. And they're just young kids, they're not interested, they get bored, they don't want to do it. It gives me and my wife a problem because the kids won't do their homework. It's just a bad way to learn. So the worst thing I could possibly do is just throw all the Thai consonants at you, all the Thai vowels, and expect you to remember them. You won't remember them, you'd be bored, you get demotivated, and you won't come back for more. So what I'm going to do is just carry on with the same way that I've been doing so far. So with each tutorial, I'll take a couple of consonants, a couple of vowels, I'll show you how they work, explain the fundamentals, explain some rules, and with what we've got already, we'll make real words. And the fact that you're able to read real words, you should be able to see that you're making progress. And then that should motivate you, and then you want to learn more. So it's sort of it's a cyclical thing. You know, the more progress you make, the more motivated you become, the more you want to learn, and it just goes faster and faster. So it's a good way to learn. Now, one of the fears you might have is, well, okay, we've learnt 2 vowels, 2 consonants, I can remember those, but how long is this going to go on for? You know, I don't have an infinite capacity to remember things. And it's actually not much more. Let's take the consonants first. And there are 44 Thai consonants, but 2 are obsolete. So straight away we're down to 42. And when I was doing my website tutorials, I went through all the consonants, making a note of which ones are used rarely and which ones are used commonly. And the ones that are used commonly or very commonly or fairly commonly are only 28. So it's just 28. And the other ones only appear very rarely. So at some point in a later tutorial, I'll say to you, these are rare consonants. Just make sure you know what sound they make, but you're not going to see them very often. Okay, so the consonants, nothing to worry about. The vowels also. English speakers kid themselves trying to believe that English only has 5 vowels. This is just ridiculous, because we use the same vowels in different words and they have different sounds. So as a foreigner learning English, you need to remember, if you come across a U, does it make the sound of a U in but or the U in put? O-O, is it the O-O sound in foot or the O sound in food? A-U-G-H, I taught her to laugh. Okay, we've got 2 words that use A-U-G-H, completely different sounds. O-U-G-H, there are so many ways that combination of letters can be pronounced. It's very, very difficult. Thai is a lot more consistent and the vowels have unique sounds, so you don't need to guess what sound a particular vowel makes. It makes a lot more sense. A lot of foreigners living in Thailand like to give themselves excuses not to learn to read Thai. And the biggest one is, oh, you know, there's 44 consonants and 32 vowels, so it's just too much to remember. It's just complete rubbish. You don't need to worry about the number of consonants and vowels, okay? I don't consider myself to be a remarkable linguist or have remarkable language skills. But I taught myself to read Thai, and if I can do it, you can do it. Maybe the only difference between me and a lot of other foreigners in Thailand is my motivation level. I was quite motivated to learn, whereas maybe other people aren't. Anyway, it's not a problem. You've got nothing to worry about. And I'm just going to carry on the same way. You're not going to have any problems. Every tutorial, I just do a bite-sized chunk, which will be understandable and manageable by everyone. And it's really not going to be a problem. Don't worry.